The guard said to Si-hoon that he won't be able to surpass the deputy guildmaster. If Si-hoon was willing to follow him, it would only end with the loss of an arm. Si-hoon lay weak and had no strength. The other party members were the same. They couldn't do anything. With tears, Si-hoon only thought of his mother and thanked her for loving and giving birth to him. When the guard was about to launch his attack on Si-hoon, Kang Woo casually resisted his attack, even to the point of cracking the guard's weapon. Kang Woo hit him until he was thrown. Si-hoon and the rest of the party were surprised by Kang Woo's appearance. The guard immediately attacked Kang Woo, but he easily held him back. The guard was curious about Kang Woo's identity, because he had never met someone as strong as Kang Woo before. Kim Young-hoon knew that Kang Woo was strong, so he ordered the guard to use his demonic energy even if it cost his life. The guard suddenly changed into a demon form that was quite large. With confidence, Kim Young-hoon ordered the guard to kill Kang Woo, but Kang Woo used the Iron Wall skill, plus the power of 1,000. He beat the guard with just one hit. Kim Young-hoon, who saw the guard was defeated in one hit, he was shocked and felt scared. He also thought, how can Kang Woo defeat his guard who can use demonic energy? Kim Young-hoon was running scared and had to immediately contact his father using the communication ball. The communication ball is an item that allows communication within gates where there is no reception. But with an instant, Kang Woo managed to catch Kim Young-hoon. Kang Woo told Kim Young-hoon to call his father immediately. Kang Woo talked to Kim Jae-hyun and said that he was holding his son hostage. Kang Woo explained how the condition concerned his son, and if he wanted to save him, Kim Jae-hyun had to come alone to the C-rank gate. Kim Jae-hyun also threatened Kang Woo. Could he survive after threatening one of the 5 big guilds that cooperated with the government? While torturing his son, Kang Woo kept taunting Kim Jae-hyun with harsh words until he was furious. Kang Woo gave 20 minutes. If he didn't come, he would suffer the consequences. Kim Young-hoon apologized to Kang Woo because he had already suffered from his torture and was going to give Kang Woo riches, but that made Kang Woo want to torment him even more. After completing the preparations to meet Kim Jae-hyun, Kang Woo used manipulation and power of fear skills on Kim Young-hoon until he lost his sanity. Then Kang Woo brought Si-hoon and the other injured party members out of the gate. Cha Yenju and Baek Hwaeon waited for Kang Woo outside the gate while carrying soldiers. According to Cha Yeonju, because the Mir Guild is related to the demonic cult, he also has to bring as much troops as possible. But according to Baek Hwaeon, this decision is too hasty because the opponent is the guild master Mir. According to Kang Woo, there was nothing to worry about because he already had a plan. Moreover, he had made his son lose his sanity. Not long after, Kim Jae-hyun came with his people, but suddenly, Kang Woo immediately gave Kim Young-hoon to Kim Jae-hyun. Cha Yenju and Baek Hwaeon were surprised. Why did Kang Woo give his hostage that easily? When Kim Jae-hyun tried to talk to Kim Young-hoon, he was shocked because his own son didn't recognize him. Even Kim Young-hoon felt fear when he saw his father. Not only did he lose his sanity, Kang Woo also instilled power of fear in Kim Young-hoon. Kim Jae-hyun said, "What did Kang Woo do to his son to make him like this?" Kang Woo just answered with a grin. Kim Jae-hyun was furious and released great energy. He was a ranker who had gotten his 9th awakening and one of Korea's top rankers. Kim Jae-hyun also advanced to attack with S-rank fortification skills, but the first player to face him was Cha Yenju using a legendary rank weapon, Bloodstain Chain. Cha Yenju tried to tie Kim Jae-hyun up with the chain weapon, but it didn't last long because Kim Jae-hyun was very strong. At the same time, Baek Hwaeon also launched her wind skill. The result of the combination of the two of them could make Kim Jae-hyun hurt. Kang Woo, who was just watching behind, laughed at Kim Jae-hyun. Even though Cha Yenju and Baek Hwaeon attacked together, Kim Jae-hyun's attention was only on Kang Woo. Even though his body was injured, Kim Jae-hyun continued to charge towards Kang Woo regardless of the attacks from Cha Yenju and Baek Hwaeon. They continued to combine their attacks to continuously attack Kim Jae-hyun. When Kim Jae-hyun was close to Kang Woo, Baek Hwaeon did the finishing touch by stabbing Kim Jae-hyun in the back and pushing him to his limit. Kim Jae-hyun also lost and knelt right in front of Kang Woo, who was grinning. Kang Woo said, do you know who I am now? Then they took the son and father to the headquarters of the Hwaring army. Cha Yenju asked for an explanation to Kang Woo, why he could make Kim Young-hoon be like that. Kang Woo replied that he only changed his memory a little. But Cha Yenju was increasingly curious. Why did Kang Woo have such strength? Kang Woo said that she doesn't need to know everything and doesn't need to understand everything. If she could be a big help to him, then Kang Woo would also help her in return. Cha Yenju thought she shouldn't have raised tiger cubs, and it was too late for regrets. They took Kim Jae-hyun to the interrogation room. Baek Hwaeon asked a few questions about the demonic cult, but he still wouldn't open his mouth. Cha Yenju, who was feeling irritated and angry, and remembering that many of her colleagues had died because of the demonic cult, she started torturing Kim Jae-hyun. Kim Jae-hyun, who was being tortured, just laughed and said that you guys have actually lost and can't understand how big they are, and what they are planning is unimaginable. But not with Kang Woo's turn. He said he would heal his son Kim Young-hoon back to normal if he opened his mouth. Kim Jae-hyun would easily give him information about the demonic cult. According to Kim Jae-hyun, he met a person wearing a crimson mask about 8 months ago. Even he didn't know his identity. That person made an offer. If Kim Jae-hyun provided the materials for their ceremony, that person would make Kim Jae-hyun become a demon and gain great power. According to Kim Jae-hyun, demons are immortal. As long as their necks are still attached and their hearts don't explode, they can live forever without aging. They have been around for thousands of years or more. They have also spread their armies all over the world, and they have been active recently. According to Kang Woo, if the demonic army existed for more than thousands of years, Kang Woo assumed that it was a group that was formed during the Day of Destruction, and it seemed they had even deeper roots. Kim Jae-hyun also said that as long as they perform the ceremony, he will get demonic energy. He also said that the demonic cult plans to summon demons from the dimensional wall. About 1 month ago, they also summoned a demon because the dimensional wall was quite weak. Hearing that, Kang Woo thought that everything that happened to the demonic cult, he was the cause. According to Kang Woo, the reason the demonic cult has started to become active recently is because he destroyed the Gaia system when he returned to Earth. At this rate, it's likely that all the demons and monsters will come to Earth, even the people from Eleanor as well. Thinking about it can make Kang Woo crazy, and according to now, he has to focus on the demonic cult first. According to Kim Jae-hyun, the location of the demonic cult headquarters is not relevant because they like to move places. He also said, it wasn't just the Mir Guild that was involved with the demonic cult, but many other guilds were involved. Hearing that Kim Jae-hyun was caught, the demonic cult, Cardinal was quite surprised. He had thought Kim Jae-hyun would be quite useful, but he was defeated so easily. But since they had offerings from other guilds, they weren't sure that the plan would be delayed. What he didn't understand, why Kim Jae-hyun directly intervened. After knowing what happened, the Cardinal started to investigate Kang Woo. They also said that they had obtained favors and items from the cult. The item was a demonic crystal containing obtained demonic energy. They planned to do something about it and start with an S-Gate rank monster El Cuero. The next day, Kang Woo and the others visited Si-hoon, who was being treated in the hospital. Han and the rest of the party knew that Kang Woo had a lot of secrets that couldn't be told. Kang Woo apologized and trusted him enough, and he also promised to tell everything when the time came. Si-hoon was also happy after hearing about Kim Jae-hyun and Kim Young-hoon. According to Kang Woo, the two of them would rot in prison for the rest of their lives. Even their headquarters and Mir Electronics faltered because of this case. Kang Woo also heard that Kim Jae-hyun had made calculations to make sure Si-hoon was drowning in debt. Si-hoon will get legal compensation because of that, and his mother, who is currently being treated, will be transferred to a better facility. Si-hoon is very happy, grateful. According to him, meeting Kang Woo was the luckiest moment in his life, and started calling Kang Woo Big Brother. Si-hoon also wants to tell everyone that he also has a secret. Si-hoon said, just like the rumors said, he awakened a special ability in his first awakening. That special ability was called Descendant of the Martial Arts God, and it was an SSS rank. Hearing that, all the party members were surprised except for Kang Woo, because he already knew about it. According to Si-hoon, The message he received when he awakened as a player was different from other people. The system notified Si-hoon, due to a malfunction of the Gaia system, he was chosen as a protector. Hearing that, Kang Woo was shocked. Even a top ranker like Cha Yenju didn't know about the Gaia system. Besides that, he was chosen as a protector to help the system or something. Si-hoon also said that he awakened on May 22nd. According to Kang Woo, that was the same day that the Gaia system was broken, and he returned to Earth. Kang Woo thought that Si-hoon was the key to recovering the Gaia system. Kang Woo thought that Si-hoon was a protagonist, but it turned out to be more important than he thought. Kang Woo was excited to make Si-hoon his subordinate. The next day, Kang Woo and Echidna went hunting for quite a long time, but finally, Kang Woo rose to level 50 and got his 6th awakening. But the system didn't tell Kang Woo what his special ability was because the condition for achieving extreme demonic delay had not been met. Kang Woo was disappointed because he didn't even know the instructions for activating the condition. At the same time, Han contacted Kang Woo through the communication ball as she and her mother were preparing to move their residence. Kang Woo gave an elite apartment to Han and his mother, because Kang Woo already considered them as his family. Kang Woo got the apartment from Red Rose Guild. Cha Yenju. Hearing that, Han was jealous because she couldn't give Kang Woo the same thing as Cha Yenju. Then, Kang Woo went with Han and Echidna to accompany them shopping. Kang Woo also forgot the reason he wanted to return to Earth was because he wanted to enjoy all the delicious food there was. While they were enjoying their meal, suddenly Baek Kang-yoon, a ranker number 1 in Korea, approached Kang Woo. The reason Baek Kang-yoon met Kang Woo was because he heard rumors that Kang Woo was someone sponsored by the Red Rose Guild. He straight to the point. He invites Kang Woo to join his guild, Hanul Guild. He offers 5 billion won, cars, and houses to Kang Woo. Baek Kang-yoon will give everything now too. He will even give Kang Woo the direct executive position. Kang Woo said he was expecting more, and this is too little. He was very surprised and thought Kang Woo as a funny person. He also asked, what conditions can make Kang Woo satisfied? Kang Woo just laughed. Baek Kang-yoon also offered 1 legendary rank equipment for free if Kang Woo joined his guild. Legendary items are extraordinarily rare items that cannot be bought with money. The majority of legendary rank equipment could max out all stats, but according to Kang Woo, even if it was a legendary rank, if it couldn't increase its demonic energy, it would be useless. Kang Woo still refused Baek Kang-hyun's offer and said, if he is now not interested in joining any guild. Baek Kang-yoon gave up and left immediately. Then, Kang Woo went to the Red Rose Guild to meet Cha Yenju because he wanted to ask about Baek Kang-yoon. According to Cha Yeonju, Baek Kang-yoon is unpredictable and once went berserk during the world ranking evaluation. It was a discussion about having a world ranker in a country for the first time, but Baek Kang-yoon lost to another ranker and was disqualified. The ranker that defeated him was the owner of a mythological weapon called Sasanozai. The ranker was called Fujimoto Ryoma, who came from Japan. Then Baek Hwaeon came to tell Kang Woo and Cha Yenju that she found an unconfirmed item while investigating the Mir Guild. It was a legendary rank equipment. Baek Hwaeon explained about the cloak's effects and skills, but Kang Woo didn't listen. He just smiled happily. Kang Woo is very grateful to Baek Hwaeon because she has given legendary rank equipment and will try harder to eradicate the demonic cult. Kang Woo also wore the legendary item, and he was very impressed because his demonic energy increased. Chan Yenju was very curious how strong Kang Woo was now. She asked Kang Woo to have a duel with her. According to Kang Woo, Cha Yenju is the most ideal opponent for now, and he accepts the challenge. They swiftly charged at each other with incredible speed. Cha Yenju uses her legendary weapon to attack, because the practice area is quite narrow, which makes it very effective. But Kang Woo, with his power of sky skill, was able to avoid Cha Yenju's successive attacks. Kang Woo tried his legendary equipment skill, which can add demonic energy, and it made him faster. They fight without control to make Baek Hwaeon worried. Until finally, Kang Woo used a combination of his skills, Power of 1000 and Destruction. Even Cha Yenju couldn't avoid it because the skill's range was too great. Kang Woo stopped his attack, and Cha Yenju was defeated in a matter of minutes. Cha Yanju didn't expect that Kang Woo was so strong and called him a monster, even though Cha Yanju also used the same legendary rank equipment. But the difference was huge. Cha Yanju thought, was he really human? At the same time, Beek Hwaeon was angry because the two of them couldn't hold back and destroyed the practice area, which was worth millions of dollars from people's taxes. Feeling guilty, Kang Woo thought about how he would pay for the repairs. He could sell the mana stones from the giant ogre, but that would take a long time. According to Kang Woo, if he hunts high-class monsters, surely the monster drops can also be legendary or even higher. Kang Woo suggested Cha Yenju and Beek Hwaeon to hunt down the boss monster El Cuero. The monster lives underwater and close-range attacks are impossible. The monster also has high magic resistance and often hides in the water. Even with long-range attacks it will be difficult. Kang Woo also knew that it would be difficult to kill it, but the reason for Kang Woo to hunt the monster was because of its sixth awakening. The possibility of killing it was the key to breaking the level limit. Rankers will be blocked by 2 walls when they level up. Ultimate effort at level 59. And ultimate talent at level 89. The most common method players used to get past this wall was to defeat a powerful boss monster to surpass its own limits. Cha Yenju is also stuck at ultimate talent level 89. If she tries this, maybe she will succeed. Cha Yenju agreed to help Kang Woo out of guilt too. Kang Woo said that he already had a plan, but needed one close-range attacker. He would also bring Echidna. Beek Hwaeon said that she had a ranker acquaintance like that and would bring him along. After making preparations, they went to the S-rank gate. Beek Hwaeon introduced her members to Kang Woo. He was Hyunmo, a captain of the 2nd unit of the Hwaring army. Beek Hwaeon told how strong Kang Woo was. He didn't believe that Kang Woo was a stronger person than Cha Yenju. In his opinion, Kang Woo should be Korea's top ranker. Near the lake where El Cuero lives, there are many rock giant monsters, but those monsters are not aggressive. According to Kang Woo, the giant rock monster was the key to the plan to kill El Cuero. First, they prepared a giant hook with a chain. Kang Woo also used his skills to make the lake vibrate. Shortly after, a large shadow appeared in the water. It was El Cuero heading towards the surface of the lake. The monster surfaced and its size was enormous. It also let out a poison needle attack. Echidna used the barricade demonic skill and was able to withstand it, but not for too long. Kang Woo used the skill power of Sky to bring Hyunmo and Beek Hwaeon flying towards the monster. They immediately stuck the hook on the monster while holding it with their strength. But it's a little difficult, because the monster is strong and trying to escape into the water. Kang Woo immediately dived, and he used the power of destruction and made El Cuero fly a little up. According to Kang Woo, his attack was weakened because it was carried out in water. It couldn't even make a fatal wound. El Cuero also uses electricity to protect himself, but they are not worried because they get a barrier from the Echidna. Kang Woo used his blade skill to make a laceration and entered El Cuero's body. Kang Woo made a big hole wound until the monster was unconscious. Then next is Cha Yenju's turn. Because the hook is tied directly to the rock giants, Cha Yenju used her skills to make the rock giants pull El Cuero to the side of the lake. Kang Woo held the hook that was stuck and tried not to let it go. Even though Kang Woo had used the strength of iron in thousands, he still felt great pressure. Suddenly, El Cuero came to his senses and got even more aggressive. The monster launched its poison attack, but was still blocked by the Echidna. According to Kang Woo, is the monster stronger than he thought? If it continues like this, the rock giant will be destroyed first. With the special skill of the bloodthirsty Cha Yenju and the skills of the gargoyle armor, they are able to weaken El Cuero and are able to pull him to the side of the lake. They all started attacking El Cuero in succession, but the monster didn't weaken. Kang Woo opened his myriad demon palace. It was like a demonic energy storage place, and there were 3 doors. According to Kang Woo, since he didn't need to go that far, he only took a little bit of his demonic energy. Kang Woo combines the skills of the power of Hellfire and Dark Spear, creating his new Awakening 6 technique. Kang Woo also launched the attack and the effect was very strong. At the same time, Kang Woo's stats window informed, because he had combined 3 powers, he had activated the second condition for extreme demonic delay. They were all impressed by Kang Woo's powerful attack, but Kang Woo just realized why there is no confirmation message that El Cuero has lost. Sure enough, suddenly, the monster rose again. According to Kang Woo, with the skill that was able to defeat the demon from the seventh hell easily, but he was surprised by the gate monster, which was not a demon able to survive its attacks. El Cuero suddenly released demonic energy, and with great power, the monster also tried to escape. Everyone tried to restrain him using Cha Yenju's legendary item. Because Kang Woo had already used his 3 powers, he didn't have enough demonic energy. Suddenly, Kidna changed into her dragon form and surprised everyone. He easily killed El Cuero with 1 strike. Since Kang Woo's level limit hasn't been unlocked yet, the X gained from defeating El Cuero will be saved. Kang Woo also checked El Cuero's body because the monster could use demonic energy. Sure enough, Kang Woo found a gemstone in El Cuero's body. According to Kang Woo, El Cuero must be able to use demonic energy because of gemstones. Within the gemstone was condensed demonic energy. It's not like the usual mana stone embodiment, and it's like someone made it. Kang Woo immediately knew that this was all the work of the demonic cult, and also told people. Kang Woo didn't expect that the demonic cult could create demonic energy physically with such purity, and made Kang Woo so excited and wanted to devour it. After all the business was done, they returned to Huaring headquarters to rest. They also shared the rest of the money they got from selling the El Cuero mana stones. Beek Huiyan said that the tail of El Cuero could be made into a legendary equivalent in the shape of a sword, but the equipment can increase strength or ability. The imprint requirements are difficult. According to Beek Huiyan, it can only be used by player stats unique key, which is like in Miram novels, which are predominantly in the Asian region. But Kang Woo said that he knew a suitable person who had unique stats. 2 weeks passed and Beek Huiyan announced that the equipment being forged was ready. They named the sword El Cuero Blade, which could use lightning-attributed attacks. Beek Huiyan also told Kang Woo that the search for gemstones turned up nothing, even though she had mobilized many troops. The Red Rose Guild also found no trace of the demonic cult. In Kang Woo's opinion, there was no way the demonic cult just implanted the demonic crystal in only El Cuero. At the same time, the demonic cult cardinal was angry that El Cuero had been defeated. They did not find the gemstone that was on El Cuero, and had no clue as there was only the remnants of the battle. According to them, gems and other monsters are fine. The demonic cult cardinal didn't expect El Cuero to be defeated, even though for the last 5 years El Cuero was undefeated, and that made his plans significantly delayed. Cardinal suggested another method to his subordinates. In their opinion, using that method was too big of a risk and world-class rankers would not stay silent. Cardinal said that he no longer needed to play it safe and not care about facing even world rankers. He ordered his subordinates to infuse gemstones into other monsters. The demonic cult cardinal thought that Cha Yenju was the one who defeated El Cuero and thought that Kang Woo was only Cha Yenju's closest person. Cardinal ordered her subordinates to prepare shadow, and their goal was to make Kang Woo hostage. At the same time, Kang Woo went to the B rank gate to meet Sai-hoon. All party members were happy when they met Kang Woo. Kang Woo gave El Cuero Blade to Sai-hoon because he has the right stats. All the party members were surprised when Sai-hoon got a legendary rank equipment. Kang Woo told Sai-hoon that he would become a strong ranker in the future and told him to prove his worth. Sai-hoon was happy and very grateful to Kang Woo. According to Sai-hoon, when he first met Kang Woo, he felt rejection towards Kang Woo, but now it's gone. He feels that he and Kang Woo feel connected to each other. According to Sai-hoon, he will now live to serve Kang Woo and live up to his expectations. Then Kang Woo saw a gemstone that was in Sai-hoon's hand. Kang Woo asked how he got it. According to Sai-hoon, when he was inside the gate fighting a minotaur and found a gemstone coming out of his body. Sai-hoon also plans to give the gemstone to Kang Woo as a gift. Kang Woo was very happy, and it was not in vain that he made Sai-hoon his subordinate. When Kang Woo and Han were going home, suddenly people from the demonic cult appeared. They told Kang Woo not to fight back and follow their orders. Kang Woo just smiled and told them not to step on his car. The demonic cultists start to attack Kang Woo, but Kang Woo uses the power of sky to bring Han to safety first. He told Han not to interfere and Kang Woo would take care of them all ASAP. Han gave Grace of Light, a buff skill to Kang Woo that could increase his default stats. They used chains to attack, and Kang Woo knew that they weren't amateurs. But Kang Woo used his new skill power of frost. With the blink of an eye, everyone from demonic cult froze. Kang Woo started to interrogate them with the skill power of dread, but they were able to resist, and there was a seal on his tongue. Suddenly, that person blew himself up. According to Kang Woo, it seemed like someone was hiding and didn't want to show himself. At the same time, Cardinal Demonic Cult was annoyed, for he had been waiting for his subordinate who was kidnapping Kang Woo for a long time. He thought that Cha Yenju showed up and fought with his underlings. Cardinal also said that he had gathered about 30% of the fragments and prepared his plan. And yes, he took off his mask. The true identity of the demonic cultist called Cardinal was Korea's #1 ranker, Baek Kangyun.